Okay, so Be'ezras Hashem, we are continuing with our weekly series of shirim on the Zohar HaKadosh, the Zohar on the Parsha, utilizing the light of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai to illuminate a path within the Torah of Moshe Rabbeinu, to bring that fire to illuminate the path that appears to be clear and present. And what we're going to do as we descend down into the Zohar HaKadosh of Parshas Mikeitz is we're going to make a stop along the way in the Tikkunei Zohar, the illumination of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai in the light of the Tikkunim, which is not what we're learning when we learn the Zohar HaKadosh, because the Tikkunei Zohar are a very different illumination and a very different light of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, as we'll be Zochah to see Be'ezras Hashem in the right time. But for our purposes, to contextualize the piece of the Zohar that we're going to be looking at in Parshas Mikeitz, and to see it as connected deeply to the light of Hanukkah as well, we're going to stop along the way of the Tikkunim. And in the Tikkunim we find the place that Hanukkah is discussed, and the Tikkunei Zohar describes how the first 24 days of Kislev represent the preparation to Hanukkah, and then suddenly on the 25th day, which is an outgrowth of the original 24 days, we come to find the illumination of Hanukkah itself. That Hanukkah is marked by the unification between 24 and 25. And we know that 24 and 25 represent Baruch Shem Kavod Malchus Olam Va'ed and Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, the lower unity, the upper unity, Malchus and Zer Anpin. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchus Le'olam Va'ed, the first 24 days of Kislev, the 24 letters of the lower level of unity, where there is an existence that needs to draw Hashem into it, where we feel that things are separate, yet we try and nullify our separate feelings so that we can become unified, but there's still a sense of somethingness that needs to be nullified. That's the perspective of the lower unity. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchus Le'olam Va'ed. Hashem's light is revealed down here in concealment as much as it is above. That's the light of the 24 days of Kislev, where we slowly but surely march our way through the concealment to come to a place of being aware of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And then suddenly, at the very edge of the fullness of the lower level of unity, where we can draw the light of Hashem down into a world that appears to be somewhat separate from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we uncover the shift and we uncover the 25th letter, which is Chaf Hei B'Kislev. That's Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. Shema Yisrael, the first pasuk, the Yichud Ilah, has 25 letters. Baruch Shem, the lower unity, only has 24 letters. We transition from the 24 letters of the lower unity, where there's separateness, but there's a unified presence of God within the separateness, and we transition to a place of fundamental unity, where we see that even the separateness itself is fully contained within the illumination of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, in the secret of the light that is contained within the luminary source of the light prior to its emergence, or the secret of the flame that is contained within the coal prior to the emergence of the configuration, to reveal the secret that all separation is in fact revelatory and expressive of HaKadosh Baruch Hu's unity. That's the level of 25. The level of 25, the level of Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, the level of Hanukkah, is the full unification between above and below, between the sun and the moon, between darkness and light, between inside and outside, between being at home and being a guest, between being situated and being unstable. All of those oppositional divides merge together to reveal a deep unity of Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, which is the unity of Chachma and Bina, the utilization of both sides to reveal the deepest unity imaginable, how all-sidedness is contained within the singular expression of unity. When it comes to Baruch Shem Kavod Malchus Olam Va'ed, however, it's not the case. It appears that things are separate. It appears that there's a splitness. It appears that the pairs might not be drawn back together. So we see that Hanukkah is ultimately the confrontation and the unity of these two perspectives of thinking. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchus Olam Va'ed, which is seeing a world of separation, the 24 letters of Baruch Shem, the 24 days of Kislev, and then entering into the 25 letters of Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, which is the secret of the unity, the ascendant unity. And now what we're going to see is how this expresses itself in the Zohar Kadosh of Parshas Mikeitz. Pasach v'yamar, and this is on Daf Kuf Tzadi Vav Amud Beis in Parshas Mikeitz. Pasach v'yamar. He opened and he said, Re'ei chayim im ha'isha asher ha'avta. As the pasuk in Koheles says, come and see life with the person that you love, with the counterpart that you love. Speaking of the unity between the two-sided nature of things, Zer Anpin and Malchus, masculine and feminine, sun and the moon, light and concealment, revelation and concealment. Something being clearly present at hand and something being hidden underneath. Chachazi, come and see. Haikra beraza ihu. This pasuk is a code. This pasuk represents a profound secret. Ve'ukma, and we've already taught it. Re'ei Chaim, what does it mean, Re'ei Chaim? What does it mean, come and see Chaim, which is the illumination of Tiferes, with the Mochin expressed within Zer Anpin, the fullness of HaKadosh Baruch Hu Kaviyachol. Ilin Chayin da Alma da Asi. The life that a person has to come and see is the life of the future life that is perpetually being drawn down into consciousness on a daily level. Alma Da'asi is the secret of Bina and Tvuna, which are the mochin of Zer Anpin, which are the modes of consciousness that we draw down into our minds on a regular basis, on a moment-to-moment level. And if we have the ability of uncovering the secret of Alma Da'asi, of that flowing water of Bina down below into our minds, then we come to experience the ever-present nature of Alma Da'asi, the world that is perpetually arriving, the secret of Gan Eden. The Zacha Barnash, the Zachi Be Kidkayaus. Praiseworthy is the individual who merits to live with this perspective, the secret of Re'ei Chaim im ha'isha asher ahavta, to reveal the secret of love and connectivity. Im ha'isha, what does it mean, isha asher ahavta? What is it, this source of Olam Haba, this place of comfort that a person is going to have when they find that deep connection to that place of isha asher ahavta and the secret of Shalom Bayis? Da Knesset Yisrael. This is Knesset Yisrael, the yichud of Kudsha B'richu V'Shchinte, the yichud of Teferes and Malchus, the yichud of above and below, the yichud of the unlimited with the limited, the secret, radical secret of faith that is the paradoxical upholding of two oppositional traits at the very same moment. This is the place where life is going to be fully revealed. Isha asher ahavta. In that place of opposition, in that place of the opposite side of things, in the unity between above and below, of Chaf Dalet and Chafei, of Shema Yisrael and Baruch Shem. Isha asher ahavta da Knesset Yisrael. The secret of connection with Malchus. Begin the book Siv Ahava. Because the truest place where love is revealed is the love that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has for Knesset Yisrael. That's the source text that we have for love. D'chsiv va'ahavas olam ahavticha. That HaKadosh Baruch Hu has loved us in eternal love, a love that descends down to the very core of things, that is irreducible, not a love that is dependent on anything, because nothing is perpetual. Only God is perpetual, and the love that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has for Klal Yisrael is perpetual as well. It's independent of all things. Masai, when is this love revealed? When is this connection revealed? When is the bond of Ahava, which is Yud Gimel, which is Echad, which is the Ner Echad, the secret that all of the disparity is in truth rooted in a singular place? When is that light of love revealed? B'shaisa de sitra diyamina achad be, d'chsiv alkein mashkitech chesed. The secret of love emerges when the side of the left, which is the side of Baruch Shem Kavod Malchus Lamvad, which is the side of concealment, which is the Yetzer Hara, which is the Dimyon, which is the darkness, which is exile, which is the sense of Ani, which is Arich, which is all of those levels. The Levana itself. Ultimately, the joy and the love will be revealed, the Achdus will be revealed when it has an inter-inclusion with the right side, when it's included within Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, when it's revealed to be part and parcel of the expression of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, when Chesed is revealed through the severity. The side of the severity, the side of the Levana, the side of the Isha, the side of concealment, the side of the Tzimtzum is a place of severity, Dinim and Kalim, Choshech, Ragli de Tarmidai. But ultimately, the secret of Ahava comes out when those kalim are used and transformed to be the receptacle that reveals the singular light of Chesed, of Olam Chesed Yibana, the light of all lights, the light that goes with all lights, the secret of Baruch Sha'amar V'Haya Ha'olam, the radical affirmation of goodness that rests at the heart of everything, no matter how impossible it is to rationalize that. The undying willingness to sacrifice oneself for the sake of goodness. The secret of uncovering Ostes, the Or Haganus, this radical unification of all of the vessels with the unbridled expression of a singular light of Chesed, the Chesed Debayim Kol Yuma, the goodness that rests at the heart of all things, the judging things favorably, the Odio Ter Tov, the Nekuda Tova, the more light, the addition of light. When we see all the receptacles on the left side of everything in the concealment as something that is simply revealing the right side with more potency, and avada, the right side cannot be expressed this strongly if it were not for the left side. Both are fundamentally equal in their parts ultimately, in the secret of Zun Hagadolim, in the secret of the Yichud of the Shemesh and the Lavan, and the secret of Keser Echad L'Shneihem, that ultimately there's going to be unity where each one is going to be unified in that spitz level of unity that is the secret of the Reshad Lo Asyada that's revealed when a person radically emphatically declares Baruch Sha'amar V'haya Ha'olam. That's Rosh Tevos B'Shav. It's in the state of unification, of equality between the Shemesh and the Levana. It's only in that place of Shavisi Hashem L'negdi Tamid. Hashem is always the Yud Hey and the Vav Hey, the two opposing elements of above and below at once, Chaf Daled and Chaf Hey. When there's a unity between the two of them and chesed is revealed through everything, that's where the love emerges. That's where the endless, undying love emerges. Kol yemei chaye havlecha begin di'ihi et kasharet b'chayim. For all of the days of the breath of your life, because one is connected to chayim. This secret of connectivity to chayim, of drawing chayim down into the kelim themselves. V'ihi oilam dechayin shayin bey. And at that point, the person has the world of life resting within them, the secret of Bina, the secret of the Yichud of Trein Hafachim, the Ha'alma da lo shayin beichayim. Because in this world itself, there's no life. There's no life. This true secret of life does not rest in this world. It can't be revealed. Why? Begin the inun tachas hashemesh, because the Levana is operating in a place of tachas hashemesh, because there's no fundamental unity between Baruch Sha'amar and Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu, and the Yichud Ilah is not revealed within the Yichud Tata, and we see the Yichud Tata as something insignificant, and we see it just as vessels that don't need to be utilized as significantly as the light of Yichud Ilah. And Kolzman, the Levana is Tachas Hashemes, there's no Hamshach of the Chaim Elyonim of Bina, which is the Shirish Elyon of the Yichud of the Trein Hafachim that comes from Reshad Lo Esyada, that's Meskala, through Chachma, through Bina, down into the Meichin of Zer Anpin, to the degree that we can be Masagit Mamish by way of Iyadiyah, by knowing that we don't know, by recognizing the spinning nature of all. As a result of being Tachas Hashemesh, there's no Achiza on this unity. And as a result that there's no unity in Murtachas HaShemesh, the lights of the Shemesh have not been capable of revealing themselves through the vessels that appear to be below the Shemesh. There are vessels in this world of concealment. Everything in this world is a vessel. There are certain vessels that have been shown to be revelatory of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The rest of that which remains to be mezuchach are those vessels that feel that it's impossible to transform ourselves into vessels for the light of the infinite. And these are the final vessels that need refinement, the spinning nature of the dreidel, which are the vessels that are perpetually being refined to come to terms with the fact that we too can be the kli for the achtoi v'chesed yudefuni kol yimei chaye. And when we choose to see good, we become a vessel for good. And when these vessels that are still contained within the darkness come to terms with the pach shemen that's hidden over there, these are the lowest vessels, the birurim hatachtoinim of raglei the tarmadoi, of the raglayan, the esav, and the yud nitzotzos that are stuck within the raglayim of Adam Kadmon, where there's an achiza of the klipa of Esav, and it's specifically there that we have to engage in the fundamental battle to reveal how it's specifically within the unconscious, habituated status of the legs of all of it. The Netzachod and Yisoid, the Raglid Tarmadoi, that's where the clarification is going to take place, because when those vessels are revealed to be translucent and simply vessels to reveal the Chesed, the Bayim Kol Yuma, the illumination of HaKadosh Baruch Hu's unity, we have the capacity to say Baruch Sha'amar V'haya Ha'olam, in the secret of B'Shav Gal Levata Teshabchim, in the full unity of the Shemesh and the Levana. Then we have the ability to draw down that Ahavas Oilam Tavi Lahem, that secret of Alma Da'asi, that secret of living with the light of Gan Eden in a person's mind, and the ability to say Oilamecha Tireh B'chayecha, that a person can live with a sense of calmness. It only rests in this world when the light reveals itself in the vessel. But Hacha Inu Nuhurin, the lights have not reached here yet. Ve'istalku me'alma meyuma de'ischarev be'miktasha. And when the Beis HaMikdash, which is the secret of Elyonim Lamata v'Tachtonim Lamala, and when the Beis HaMikdash, which is the secret of the radical secret of the infinite light revealing itself within finite vessels, and the finite vessels, so to speak, being rooted within the infinite light to the degree that Ayin and Yesh and Ein and Ani and Chafei and Chavdalad and Shema and Baruch Shem are all ultimately the same, the Yichud of Teva and Nes. That was all revealed with the Beis HaMikdash. But the Beis HaMikdash was destroyed, and we no longer have access to that light. That the sun was darkened, and the unification of the sun and the moon, and that means that there are certain vessels that remained without that full awareness that we too can reveal the light of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, until the sunlight shines even deeper on us, so that we come to be mevatel ourselves more and realize that we too can be a gilui for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. What does it mean that the sun was darkened? The salik nuhura v'leinohir. doesn't mean that it actually was darkened. It means its light was concealed and it was no longer illuminating. The yichud between above and below, between the shoresh and the anaf, between the potential and the actualization, between infinite and finite, between unlimited and limited, wasn't revealed. Keda amart, as the pasuk says, hatzadik avad, the secret of the tzaddik, which is the secret of the hiskashrus and the yichud ha'elyon of the yesod and the das of tzaddikim and the das of shalom and the das of all of the tzaddikim of Moshe Rabbeinu, of Rashbi, of Rabbeinu Ha'arizal, of the Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh, of Rabbi Nachman, and the tzaddikim in our generation, and each and every one of us. The light of the tzaddik is the light of the hiskashrus between Baruch Shem Kavod Malchus Olam Voed and the secret of Shema Yisrael, because we know already that the 24 letters of Baruch Shem are ultimately going to be transformed into the 25 letters of Vib Baruch Shem Kavod Malchus Olam Voed, and that Vav HaChibur is the secret of the tzaddik themselves, the Sulam Mutzav Artzel, the Rosh Magiah Shemaima, but it's concealed in the time of concealment when the Beis HaMikdash is not present, and that unification between above and below is not revealed, and there appears to be a separation between expression and source. Ki hu chalkecha b'chayim dohu shimsha b'sihara. What does it mean that this is your lot in life? The lot of a person in life, the chelek and chayim, dohu shimsha b'sihara. This is the secret of the sun as it illuminates itself within the moon itself. The moon itself is the kalim that are not yet revealed, to be translucent enough to reveal the light of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The light of Chaim in a person's life is when the Shemesh is Meskale within the Sihara itself, when the sun illuminates itself within the moon itself, where the moon, Yichud Tata, becomes revelatory of Yichud Ilah, where the Kalim themselves are revealed to be vessels of light. And that level of Shimsha B'Sihara, which is the secret of the Shalheves Hakashura Begacheles, on the one hand, the Shalheves Hakashura Begacheles, which means the flame that is already contained within the coal, that we understand. That's the secret of the Sihara, the moon, contained within the sun, of Yichud Tata, contained within Yichud Ilah. But over here, we're seeing a deeper secret of the Shimsha B'Sihara, which is the secret of the Gacheles, that's Kashura in Shalheves, the secret of the Shirish, that's Metzkala in the Pulus Mishtanos, and that's the secret of the Yichud Ilah within the Yichud Tata itself, Shimsha B'Sihara. That's the Chelek and Chaim. That's the secret of Ezehu Ashir HaSameach B'Chelko. HaSameach B'Chelko, because HaToifes Chelek Min HaEtzem Toifes Etzakol. And the secret of the Chelek of light, that each person has their Chelek of Or. That's Munach with the Matbeya of the Kohen Gadol. And that there's enough for each and every person. There's enough for each and every person. The reason that only one measure of man had to be put into the Aron Kodesh is the secret that each and every person has their own thing, and each and every person can be satisfied from their own thing. And there's enough of godliness for each and every person when they come to realize their chelek in life, that secret of the Alma Da'asi that's perpetually flowing into their minds in each and every moment. Ube'inan l'meil sihara b'shimsha. We are trying to draw down the light of the sun into the moon so that we can then allow the light of the moon to ascend back into the sun. V'shimsha b'sihara delemis parshalon. The secret of the unity of the Shemesh and the Sihara and the Sihara and the Shemesh. The sun and the moon and the moon and the sun. The Shalheves that's Kashur b'Gacheles and the Gacheles that's Kashur b'Shalheves. The end that's embedded in the beginning and the beginning that's embedded in the end. The secret of the infinite light of HaKadosh Baruch Hu containing within itself, so to speak, the potential towards limitation, and that potential towards limitation being the light of the moon within the sun, so to speak, the Gevuros within Chesed. And then once those Gevuros of Chesed emerge from within Chesed, from a state of pure potential into the beginningness of actualization, so then it transitions to be the light of Chesed within Gevurah. It begins to be the infinite light within finitude itself, so that there's the secret of Havein b'Chachma, there's Bina that exists within Chachma. That's the secret of the Sihara b'Shimsha, that the Yichud Tata exists within the Yichud Ilah. And then there's the secret of the Yichud Ilah, which is totally in the Yichud Tata, which is Chacham B'Bina, the light of Chacham within Bina. And when we grab the unity from both edges like this, we come to find the singular point of that spinning dreidel that reveals the fundamental unity between all of them. That Zer Anpin has to reveal its Mushrosh B'Keser, and also Keser has to see how it's Miskala specifically in Zah to reveal that above and below are ultimately one, in the secret of the Tzaddik who has the ability of revealing that above and below are ultimately one and the same, and therefore they can transition from one moment to the next, as Rabbi Nachman taught us in Torah in Sicha Mem about the dreidel. When there's a unity between these two levels, That's when there's a real shalom. That's when a person has the ability of drawing down Alma Da'asi, to see my world in my days. What does it mean to see my world in my days? To see my Alma Ilah, to see my Yichud Ilah within my Yichud Tata, to see my Olam Ha'elyon within my Olam Hatachton, to see Gan Eden here right now in the secret of Olamecha Tereh B'Chayecha, in the secret of tasting from the hidden light that's nignaz and revealed on Hanukkah. V'dahu chulka de barnash l'meil behu la'alma da'asi. And when we uncover the secret of drawing the future into the present, we can then draw the present back into the future. And by grasping the secret now, we have the ability of finding the mafteach, the key that we will need to give us access to the true grasp of it in the future. Because the alma da'asi, the asi tadir, the world that is perpetually emerging into our minds, is in truth the moichin of tavuna, of Yisrael Saba and Tvuna when they're Mislabish and Zer Anpin. But ultimately, there's also the secret of Olam Haba, which is the secret of Bina, and that's what will be Zohar to La'asalavo, which will reveal the fundamental perpetual ascension of all things. So when we encounter the light of Gan Eden down here, that becomes our Mafteach to ascend up to the true Gan Eden that will be Zohar to, and the secret of Aliyos Ein Kates, that each and every person is perpetually growing and growing from one moment to the next. And in relationship to my experience right here, I look up to something and I can say that's Gan Eden, but in relationship to that position in Gan Eden, looking upwards is going to reveal how there's a Gan Eden higher than that. Ad Ein Sof, the secret of Tzadikim Inhem Nucha Ba'olam Hazeh V'lo Ba'olam Haba, because it's a secret of perpetual growth that's not rooted in a sense of deficiency, but rather enoughness. And the secret of Ezehu Ashir Hasamech Bechelko, and the secret of that Ahava, that Yichud of Re'echayim Im Ha'isha Asher Ha'avta. And Zak the Heilige Zohar HaKadosh. This is the chilek that a person is going to have when they enter into it in the future world. Siv Basrei, the next pasuk says, Koil asher timsa yadcha la'asais b'koichecha asei. Ki ein ma'isa v'cheshbon v'das b'chochma v'sha'ol. And then the next pasuk in Koheles comes to say, once a person realizes the secret of being able to see one's world in their days and to draw down the deepest level of unity into this world itself and the secret of Parsha Amar V'Haya Ha'olam, then a person has to fundamentally be aware of the potency of each and every moment, and a person should engage in everything that they can engage in, that their hands can engage in this world, because there's Mais and Cheshbon here, but there's none of that in the next world. There's none of that when a person enters into the next level of Olam Haba. Meaning to say there's always birurim, but the birurim on the level of Olam Ha'asiyah, in the way that we encounter them in the shape of our own lives, in their unique singularity as they express themselves, be'ikvas of the Mashiach, that doesn't exist again. This pasuk we have to gaze into, in the secret of Tal Chazi, to see the light in it. That a person should do everything that is within their hand's reach of doing. Have we now given permission for a person to do whatever it is that they want? Have we now allowed a person to act with a full expression of strength? But rather everything that a person can do in their koyach. What does it mean? That it's not that a person should do everything in the world, but a person should do everything within their state of potential, their koach. What does the koach mean? My koach dan nishmase. The soul should be given full expression. There should be no holding back on the neshama. The neshama should be allowed to experience everything that it wants to experience. And that comes about specifically by way of taming the body, by way of maintaining the body, by way of ensuring that the body not give in to that singular destructive character trait that the Chazon Ish, Schus Yogan Aleinu, revealed to be haznachas hachayim lezerem hativi, the abandonment of life to the natural tendencies of the bodily orientation. Once we're able to overcome that and we are following every ounce of our neshama, when we do what our neshama wants, that's going to be the illumination. That's going to be how we draw the future light into our moment right now. The barnash, the ihi chele de barnash, le mizkebe la almadenu la almadasi. It's the neshama. It's that yearning for more. It's that quietude at the heart of self that knows that it can't be satisfied by anything other than the revelation of Hakadosh Baruch Hu b'chvaydo u'v'atzmo, in spite of the depth of impossibility that maintains, and in spite of the fact that a person has no hasaga whatsoever to believe in the capacity to be Megalat Torah mipi Eliyahu, and to be Megalat Torah from the mouth of Hakadosh Baruch Hu Kavyachol, as the Kamarna Rebbe said in the name of the Baal Shem Tov, that the shver zach ich, the shverkeit of the matter is that you can have a person who can Rahman al-Itzlan give Torah over from the mouth of Hakadosh Baruch Hu, and in the next moment be terrified of finding themselves stuck b'shol tachtis b'toim merabah. But because that's the condition, expression of Olam Ha'asiyah, that's what a person has to engage in. That's the secret of Eis Lasos Lashem Hifrus Arisecha. And in that way, when a person gives full expression to the neshama through the kalim of themselves and the tzaddikim, then we have the ability of illuminating this world and the next world, of Yichud Tata and Yichud Ilah, of the 24 days of Kislev, which is Baruch Shem, and the 25 of Kislev, which is Chanukah, which is the secret of Shema Yisrael. Davar Acher. No, so we'll end here, Be'ezras Hashem. Okay, so Be'ezras Hashem, we should be Zeicha to a Heilige Chanukah and Yichud of the Chavdalet and the Chafei, and the Yichud of Shema and Baruch Shem Kavod Malchus Olam, and above and below, and to reveal the secret of the Shalheves, that's Keshura in the Gachelas, how everything that is emergent and all splintering and separation is in truth rooted in a singular source of unity, and also to see how the Gachelas is hidden within the Shalheves, how within all of the distortion and disunity of this worldliness, we can also find the singular expression of HaKadosh Baruch Hu's light, and something to think about and contemplate. By the Hanukkah candles, these two perspectives of the infinite light of HaKadosh Baruch Hu containing limitation within it, so to speak, or limitation containing the expression of HaKadosh Baruch Hu's light within it, are represented in two formulations of HaKadosh Baruch Hu's names. Both of them, this unity is revealed as the unity between the Shem Havaya, Yud K Vav K, which is representative of Zer Anpin and the Yichud Ilah, and that higher perspective where it's revealed that all emergence is rooted in a singular unity, that's revealed by the Shem Havaya. That's the Yichud Ilah, that's Chafei B'Kislev, and the Shem Adnus, Aleph Daled Nun Yud, how we relate to that Shem Havaya is the revelation of things in this world by way of concealment and by way of measurement, which is going to be referred to as the Yichud Tata. Now those unifications of those two names, which are 8 letters, 4 letters each, is a secret of making Yichudim. When a person thinks of Yud K Vav K, and then with Aleph Dalud Nun Yud written inside of it, after the Yud, then the Aleph, then the Hey, then the Dalud, then the Vav, then the Nun, then the Hey, and then the Yud, where it starts with the Shem Havaya, and then interspersed within it is an Aleph Dalud Nun Yud. When it starts with a Yud and it ends with the Yud of Adnus, when the 8 letters are interspersed in that way, that's the representation of the Yichud Ilah that contains within itself the Yichud Tata, because Shem Havaya represents the Yichud Ilah, and the Shem Adnus represents Yichud Tata, and the Shem Adnus being spelled within the Shem Havaya, but mevutal to it is the secret of Havein B'Chachma, is the secret of the Yichud Tata within the Yichud Ilah, which is the secret of the Shalheves, that's Keshura B'Gacheles. That's the potential of separation and actualization within unlimited state. And then the other form of Yichud is Aleph Daled Nun Yud, where it's first and foremost the Shem Adnus, and then interspersed within that is going to be Yud Ke Vav Ke. So the first letter is going to be an Aleph, and the last letter is going to be the Hey of Yud Ke Vav Ke. So it's Aleph, Yud, Daled, Hey, Nun, Vav, Yud, and Hey, and that's going to be the secret of the Yichud Tata, where it starts off with Adnus, where what I see is this worldliness, and ultimately I have to come and uncover the secret light of HaKadosh Baruch Hu that rests hidden within this world, which is uncovering the secret of the Shem Havaya. Both of these are the Gematria of 91, which is why we say Amen v'Amen. Amen v'Amen, when we say to a bracha, is that it should be true from both perspectives. We should be able to see it from the perspective of the infinite light of Shem Havaya that contains within itself the possible potentiation of separation of the Shem Adnus, as well as from the perspective of limitation, where we uncover the secret light of HaKadosh Baruch Hu that rests inside of all things. And with this dual perspective of the Yichud Ilah and the Yichud Tata, of the Chaf Dalet and the Chaf Hey, and the Vav HaChibor, which is the Tzaddik, which is the Menorah, which is each and every one of us, will be Zoichet to draw down the highest level of consciousness, the highest level of awareness, the highest knowledge that everything is good and everything is revelatory of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and it's Od Yoter Tov, and all it is Chesed El Kol Hayom, and the secret of Baruch Sha'amar V'Haya Ha'olam Be'ezras Hashem.